Right, morning guys. I've just arrived at the club lake and we've got the shelter up already because it's not supposed to be particularly pleasant today. It's obviously already raining and supposed to get some heavy showers later as well. I'm back here for another day session. It's just gone about 20 past 6. I've got all the stuff out the car, so we're all ready to set up for our what are we, the 17th of March today. So we've got a full day session. We can start at 6 o'clock in the morning now and fish through till, well, it says through till 8, but it's going to be dark by about 7, so I will probably pack up in dusk. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to get the rod set up and then we'll get fishing. I've seen a couple of shows already over towards the island, so we'll have a watch of the lake whilst we're setting up and see where we fancy going. Right, it's just gone 7 o'clock. Everything's set up, so both rods are out on the spot. Left hand rod is off towards this little cut in the reeds, about halfway across, and that's got a sticky baits manila bottom bait with a Mulb's topper, and the right hand rod is out towards this section, swim on the far bank, and that's got a PCF sweet amino boilie, which I'm giving a little bit of a trial to, and a milky toffee pop-up. So both quite sweet sickly baits today. We're going to give those a try, see how we get on. But both rods are out on the spot, both about halfway across, fishing sort of snowman rigs, snowman setup. We'll hopefully get some fish. It's supposed to get up to sort of mid-teens today temperature wise, 13, 14 degrees, something like that. We've had quite a mild spell over the last couple of weeks, but we've also had quite a lot of rain. And today I think it's supposed to be like this, certainly until gone midday, but probably 2-3 o'clock we might clear up a bit. But yeah, we're certainly expecting rain across all of this morning, so hopefully the fish come on the feed. Right, it's just gone 8 o'clock. I've already had a number of little tugs and beeps on both rods, and I've had, I think, 8 separate shows now. A few of them have been down the bank there, between sort of myself and the island. There's another one right there, but I have, the last couple that I've seen have been sort of out in the middle, pretty much bang over my, well, I've got both, obviously both rods over towards the 2 spots here. And the last couple of shows I've seen have been exactly the length I'm at and in that area. So there's definitely fish in and around my baits. I've seen, I said, a number of shows in this area of the lake, and say a few just down the bank there. So it's looking promising, certainly. I'd say it's a similar sort of day to when Mark was here few weeks back and had 4 or 5 runs, so hopefully we're going to get some action as well. I haven't seen anything really showing down the far end there yet. There are a couple of guys fishing over the back there. They haven't had anything out as yet, but again, Whether they're getting any interest or seeing any fish showing, I don't know, but certainly where I am, I'm getting plenty of good signs at the moment, so we'll see how it goes over the next couple of hours and hopefully get something out to show you. Right, it's just gone about 20 past 11. I've moved the rods along the bank a little bit, just because you can see with all the rain we've had, it's starting to get a bit treacherous out in front of me, so I've found an area over there that's still relatively flat and has a bit more grass and ground cover, so that it's not quite so muddy. Otherwise I'm probably going to end up down in the water if I do actually get a run and go to the rods. So whilst I was doing that, I've also repositioned the rods, so the left hand rod is still sort of out towards the reed line here, but I've put the right hand rod. I had a big crash of a carp over by the island, so I've just put that right hand rod over towards the island there. I've seen a few fish around the island, so I'm just changing things up a little bit, just so I haven't got all my eggs in one basket out in the middle. So the guy over on the far bank there, on the left hand side of the two, he's fishing the reed line, and he had a fish out earlier, but that's the only one I've seen. Either of those two have, and as I said, I haven't had, other than the odd little beep here and then, I haven't had anything really positive. Still seeing the odd fish showing here and there, so they're definitely still in the area, but thought I'd mix things up a little bit and say keep one out in the middle in deeper water, but then the other one I've put over towards the island in what is quite a bit shallower water over there. It's probably only 3 or 4 feet, I would think, whereas out in the middle there it's anywhere down to sort of 16, 17 feet. So I did see that fish crash over there, so we know they have been in the area, so it's worth giving that a go. But I say it's just 20 past 11 sort of time, so been fishing for maybe 4 hours now, but nothing positive to show as yet. But we'll see how the rest of the afternoon and later into this evening goes. Right, unfortunately the first activity is going to be a bream. You can always tell a bream take up and down, took a little bit of line, and that was it. But it's a bit of activity, so we'll get this one unhooked quickly, stick him back and get the rod back out. There he is, only a little one again. We'll get him back in and get this back out on the spot, but hopefully if the bream are there as we've found in previous trips, if the bream are there, the carp sometimes follow in behind, so we'll get this back out, see if we can't get the carp on the go. Right, 10 to 1, and after about half hour or so of a break in the rain, it's fully back again. Still very little action other than that little bream, which was a few beeps on the rod and probably about a foot of line taken from the reel, but it wasn't exactly much of a fight, and certainly not what we're after. So I've got the rod back out on the spot. We're just hopeful that the carp get down on the feed as well. There's certainly not a lot of activity going on. The shows that I saw early on have all sort of dried up now. Haven't seen a fish top out in number of hours now. But I'm not that fussed if they're jumping out or not. What I want them is down on the bait feeding, so hopefully that's still to come. "20 minutes later, we've got blue skies, bright sunshine behind me, and a carp topping right over my right hand rod. My brolly shelter is steaming as the sun starts to burn the rain off. I just had a massive crash over to the left hand side there out in the middle. I could go chasing it, but then if I did that every time I'd be recasting every 10 minutes, so I'm going to leave things as they are for now, and hopefully we can get some carp activity. Looks like we're probably still going to be set for a bit more rain yet. Patches of blue sky, but normally within about 10 or 15 minutes it's raining again, so it's just gone, or coming up to about quarter past 1, so probably about halfway through now. Officially don't have to pack up until 8 o'clock, but I think it's going to be dark by about 7, so I think I shall pack up maybe 6:30ish, 6:45 time. We'll certainly try and do a little bit of dusk fishing, see if that's when the carp are more on the feed. Right, just gone 4:45, so we've got 2.5 hours or so left. I think I'm going to pack up about 6:30. But as you can see, the sun is now out, the sky is blue with a few clouds about, and I've had a bit of a recast of both rods. I had another show off to the right of the island, so I've put a bait just about here, about a third of all the way along the island, and then the other one is back out along this reed line here, and I've pulled that one in a bit closer rather than going out as far as I was. I've seen a few fish topping out now, probably about 40 yards out or so. So I've just put the left hand rod on that, and we'll see how that goes. There are more fish showing again now. You're starting to see sort of a few, with this sun, even a few backs starting to appear out the water on occasion, so they're definitely moving about. That's just a case of whether we can get one down feeding on the spots, but I've put a few baits around each of the spots, and then I've obviously got the PVA stick on there as well, so all we can do is hope. But it's a hell of a lot easier to watch the water now and see where the fish are showing, because that most of that ripple is now gone, so I'm able to pick out little shows a lot easier than I was previously. We'll see. Right, it is packing up time. I was literally just about to take the cradle apart, and finally we have a fish. I've been sat here all day, hardly had any interest. It's literally taken 10 minutes before I'm heading out off the lake. We have a fish. It's not a very big fish looking at it, but it's a fish. In fact, it's already flapping around on top. It's probably one of the... No, my luck, it's a bloody bream, but it did actually take some line. It's certainly not doing a lot now, but it's definitely a carp. Probably just the smallest carp in the lake. Well, we got him. Little common, not too bad. Bigger than I thought it was, but he's a fish. So have a quick look at him. I don't think I'm going to weigh him, but he doesn't look overly worth a weigh. We'll have a look. Right, unbelievably, as I was getting that one out ready to weigh him, now the other one's gone screaming off. I'm in a complete mess. I've got fish sat down in the net, the light fast fading, and now my right hand rod's gone screaming off as well. Waited all day. Now I've got two in the space of a couple of minutes. Somehow have to net. Well, that's certainly different. This is definitely going to be interesting because it's all falling apart. Right, light is fading fast, so they're not going to be the best pictures, but the common was bigger than I thought. He's gone 16 pounds 1 ounce, and then still I've had a nice mirror as well, who's gone 15 pound 14. So pair of mid doubles to finish the trip. Very poor light conditions now, but I'm going to get packed up as best I can, get these fish back obviously first, and then head home. So thanks very much for watching. It was a last minute gasp, but we got them. So 2 fish on the bank, we'll get some quick pictures and head off home.